You've probably said it 1,000 times, maybe even today, in Jesus' name. It's how so many of us end our prayers, almost on autopilot. But have you ever stopped to really think about what we're saying? Well, that's what we're going to do right now. We're going to unpack the incredible meaning packed into that tiny phrase. So let's get right to it. Is this just a spiritual sign-off, the way we've always done it? Or is it something else entirely? Could it be one of the most powerful, reality-shaping statements you can possibly make? That's the big question we're tackling today. Is it just routine, or is it radical? And this slide really sets the stage perfectly. On one side, you have the common view. We treat it like a spiritual signature at the bottom of a letter, or worse, like some kind of magic formula to make our prayers work. But the deeper reality? It's a declaration of our position, a position of authority. It's a statement of our complete union with Christ. Yeah, let's just get this out of the way immediately. The source material is crystal clear on this. This is not about reciting some magical incantation. When we're instructed to pray in Jesus' name, it's all about our position, our authority, and our entire relationship with God. Just look at the weight behind these words. Covenantal, that means it's built on a sacred, unbreakable promise. Priestly, it's about mediation and access. Representative, or speaking on behalf of another. And relational, it's all rooted in a deep, personal connection. Each one of these is huge. This isn't just a polite way to wrap up a prayer, it's a summary of the whole new reality that Christ introduced. So to really get this, we've got to do a little digging. We have to go back to the original language and the cultural setting to understand what the first disciples would have heard when Jesus gave them this instruction. The first clue is a tiny Greek word, en. Now, it doesn't just mean using something. It means operating within the sphere of it. Think about an ambassador who acts in the authority of their government. They aren't just name-dropping their country. Their every move is backed by its full power and permission. That's the idea here. And the second clue is the word for name, which is onoma. See, in our world, a name is basically a label. But in biblical times, a name, or Shem in Hebrew, was everything. It was a person's character, their reputation, their power, their full authority, the whole package. So we're not just invoking a title, we are plugging into Jesus' complete identity and power. And this all clicks together beautifully with a powerful concept from Jewish law called the shaliach. A shaliach was an official, authorized agent. And here's the kicker. Their actions were just as legally binding as if the person who sent them had done it themselves. And this quote just nails it. The one sent is as the one who sent him. So when Jesus gives his followers the right to pray in his name, he's basically commissioning them as his shaliach. We become his authorized agents standing before the Father. It's a staggering thought. Now, you have to understand the timing of all this. It's so important. Jesus gives this instruction right before the crucifixion, at this massive pivot point in history. He's signaling a huge, fundamental shift in how human beings can access God. Okay, look at this comparison. It's night and day. Under the Old Covenant, access to God was, well, it was heavily restricted. You had mediators, the priests. It was all centered on a physical place, the temple. And only the high priest could enter the most holy place, and just once a year. But now, in the new covenant, Christ is both the high priest and the location. Access is now direct, it's bold, it's constant, 24/7, all through him. This one sentence just says it all, doesn't it? The whole center of gravity for prayer has shifted from a physical building to a person. It's no longer about where you are, but who you are in. It is completely, totally Christ-centered. All right, so what does this all mean for us practically? What does it look like to actually pray with this new authority? Let's put all the pieces together, the language, the law, and this incredible covenant shift. First off, it means we're praying on his merit, not our own. This is so humbling. We're essentially saying, Father, I'm not showing up based on my own resume. I have no credentials here. I'm coming to you only because I am clothed in the perfect righteousness of your Son. We don't get to storm the throne room. We're ushered in because we're with him. Second, it absolutely means praying according to his will. This authority isn't some blank check to get whatever we want. No way. It demands that we align ourselves with him. You simply can't pray for something selfish or greedy or vengeful in Jesus' name because it's the total opposite of his character. To use his name means you want what he wants. And third, it means we're praying as his representative. We're back to that ambassador language. An ambassador doesn't go to another country and push their own personal agenda, right? They represent the king's agenda. In the same way, our prayer becomes a partnership in God's mission, all to bring the Father glory through the Son. And look how beautifully this fits into the Trinitarian structure of prayer you see all through the New Testament. Our prayers are directed to the Father, they are made possible through the Son, and they are empowered by the Spirit. Praying in Jesus' name puts us right in the heart of that divine flow. So after going through all of that, we land on the main point, the big takeaway. This is all about a position you are in, not just a phrase you say. Let's be really, really clear here. The source material drives this home. The power is not in the words themselves. It's not a formula. The power is in the reality of the relationship, in the position of being united with Christ. If what you're asking for goes against his will, tacking in Jesus' name on the end doesn't change a thing. And that, of course, brings us to the most practical question of all. How do you know? How can I know if I'm genuinely praying from this position of authority and union and not just falling back on an old habit? Well, the source gives us this fantastic diagnostic tool, a simple checklist to run our prayers through. First, does the request reflect his character? Second, does the motive behind it reflect his love for God and for other people? And third, is the ultimate goal to reflect his glory? If you can say yes to all three, you are on solid ground. And that leaves us with this final, really powerful idea. Maybe the best way to think about this is to pray, Father, let what I ask be something Jesus himself would actually sign his name to. When we see it like that, suddenly, in Jesus' name stops being a routine closing. It becomes a reverent, powerful, and transformative check on our own hearts.